Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into the best things you can do in Riga, Latvia. We've got this great list, pulls from traveler reviews, expert thoughts.
Right.
You shared this article, and yeah, our mission is basically to pull out the highlights, give you a real sense of what Riga's all about.
Yeah, kind of like a shortcut to the must-sees.
Exactly, your personal shortcut.
What jumps out straight away, I think, is how Riga seems to really balance its history with being a modern living city. It's not just stuck in the past, you know?
Totally agree. And the article kicks things off with, well, the essentials, doesn't it? Exploring the old town and Riga Cathedral really throws you right into the history and the architecture.
Mm-hmm. And that old town, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Yeah.
Since 97.
Right.
Which isn't just like a label. It means it's globally important, culturally significant. Places like St. Peter's Church, Town Hall Square, they're right in there. Kind of like anchors in time.
Yeah, definite landmarks. And for actually exploring it, the article mentions free walking tours, starting at St. Peter's Church a couple of times a day. Sounds like a great way in.
Oh, definitely. Those tours are brilliant because you get the local stories, the hidden bits maybe you'd miss otherwise.
Right, the inside track.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like the article says, good for people watching, maybe grabbing a souvenir.
Yeah.
You get a proper feel for the place.
So then there's Riga Cathedral, opened in 1211. That date just, wow.
I know, right? It's ancient. One of the oldest, biggest churches in the whole Baltic area. Tells you a lot about Riga's history, its importance over centuries.
What does a building lasting that long kind of signify, do you think?
Well, it speaks volumes, doesn't it?
How?
About the city being this enduring hub, culturally, religiously, and the architecture. It's got bits of everything. Romanesque, Gothic, Baroque, even Art Nouveau.
A real mix.
Yeah, it's like a timeline in stone reflecting all the different powers and styles that swept through. And that spire, 210 feet tall, must have dominated the skyline forever.
You'd think so. And inside sounds just as impressive. Huge organs, 6,700 pipes.
Yeah, massive. Plus stained glass, art, and views from the tower, too.
Ah, okay,
Of course.
so you can go up.
Mm-hmm, seems so. An observatory for city views. Riga really seems to want you to see it from every angle.
Good point. Gives
Yeah.
you that bigger picture, literally.
Yeah.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit, the article brings up the Corner House, former Soviet KGB headquarters. This sounds like a really important, maybe difficult visit.
Yeah, it's definitely sobering. But preserving places like this is crucial, isn't it? It's a tangible link to a really tough period in Latvian history. Turning it into a museum, it's about remembering, educating, and the numbers. Over 45,000 people estimated to have passed through during the Soviet occupation alone. It just hits home, the scale of it.
God, yeah. It makes that history feel very real, doesn't it? More than just reading about it. Seeing the cells, the interrogation rooms,
Yeah.
must be incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. It connects you viscerally, I think.
Yeah.
And it makes you reflect on, human rights, resilience, that sort of thing.
Okay, right. So switching back to architecture, but maybe something less heavy, photographing the House of the Blackheads.
Ah, yes, the one with the really bright facade.
Yeah, 14th century, bright orange. Sounds like a photo magnet. What's the story there?
It's linked to this group, the Brotherhood of Blackheads. They were like unmarried merchants, ship owners, foreigners. A big deal in Riga's trading history, especially during the Hanseatic League era.
Okay, so influential guys.
Very. They represented that dynamic international trading spirit. The building kind of reflects their status, their wealth.
And it's not just the outside, right?
Yeah,
The article mentions fancy halls inside used for photo shoots and stuff now.
exactly. So it's still part of the city's life today, not just a museum piece. Hosts events, celebrations, history living on.
Cool. Okay, completely different vibe now. Apollo Sky Park, a 4-story entertainment center.
Yeah. Laser tag bumper cars. Seems geared towards kids and teens. Shows Riga isn't just about the past, right?
Definitely caters to families. It mentions the largest trampoline area in Europe.
Apparently so. 2 fields, basketball trampolines. It sounds pretty full on.
And a reasonable price, even a cheap ticket for parents going along.
Yeah, they've thought it through for families.
Right. Then for sports fans, catching a Riga FC game, they seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, won the league the last couple of years, won the cup a few times. Playing at Skonto Stadium.
Decent-sized stadium, too.
Over 8,000 seats. And tickets are cheap, under 10 euros. Going to a local match is always a great way to, feel the city's pulse.
Good point. Get that local energy. Okay, for something maybe a bit calmer, walking along the Daugava River.
The main river running through the city. One of the biggest in the Baltics.
So bound to be scenic.
Yeah, you'd get great views, pass by the old town from the waterside. The article suggests the Daugava Promenade on the right bank. About an hour-and-a-half walk, apparently.
Sounds pleasant. Benches, parks along the way, a nice way to just soak it in.
Definitely. Cities often look totally different from their waterfront.
Okay, now this one sounds immense. Riga Central Market, largest in Europe.
Really? That's the claim. It's huge, over 70,000 square meters, thousands of traders.
Wow.
And the buildings. They're older German Zeppelin hangars. How cool is that?
That is cool. A bit of industrial history repurposed.
Yeah, and it's another UNESCO site, too, listed back in '98. Shows its importance
Yeah.
beyond just being a market.
It sounds like a foodie heaven. Different pavilions for veg, dairy, meat, fish.
Oh, totally. Markets like this are the best place to dive into local food culture.
The article tips trying Latvian soup, pastries, loaded fries.
Uh-huh, yeah. Sounds like a proper feast. You see what's local, what's seasonal, try traditional stuff. It's a whole sensory thing.
Definitely on the list. Okay, for animal lovers. Riga National Zoological Garden.
The oldest zoo in the Baltics, apparently. Opened way back in 1912.
Wow, that is old for a zoo.
Yeah, long history. And over 4,000 animals, 500 species or so. Lions, tigers, pythons. A pretty big collection.
Can you just wander, or are there tours?
Both, it seems. Explore yourself or take a 2-hour guided tour for more info.
Gotcha. Now, something a bit more niche, perhaps. The Riga Motor Museum.
Right, largest antique vehicle museum in the Baltic countries.
Over 100 vehicles. That's quite a collection.
Yeah, cars, motorcycles, tracing the history of transport. They mention interactive exhibits, too, so it's not just looking at static cars.
Good for kids, too, maybe.
Sounds like it, yeah. Play areas mentioned. Shows how technology and design have changed.
We mentioned views earlier from the cathedral, but St. Peter's Church gets its own mention for views.
Yeah, different church. This one's Lutheran, also in the Old Town. And its tower is even taller, 403 feet.
Whoa, okay, so maybe the place for the ultimate panorama.
Could be. Offers 360-degree views. And there's an elevator, which is handy.
Definitely. Good tip about going early to avoid crowds, too.
Always wise for popular spots.
Okay, last one on the list. The Latvian Museum of Architecture. And it's inside the Three Brothers.
Yeah, this medieval building complex, 3 houses built across a couple of centuries, 15th to 17th.
And they're like the oldest houses in Riga.
The complex is the oldest dwelling house complex, yeah. And one of the houses is supposedly the oldest stone building still standing. It's incredible.
So you're looking at architectural history inside architectural history.
Exactly. Perfect setting, isn't it? You see the drawings, the plans, the designs.
Yeah.
Right there within these ancient walls.
Right.
Gives it real context. They mention works by specific architects, too, like Kay Heberlin's.
Fascinating. It really connects the exhibits to the city's own timeline.
Definitely.
So wrapping this up, what's the big picture here? Riga seems like, well, it packs a real punch, doesn't it?
It really does. Such a blend. You've got deep history, medieval streets, and then that heavy Soviet past, stunning buildings, but also modern fun, food, sports.
Yeah, it feels layered. This deep dive really just scratches the surface, you know?
Yeah.
But what's really sticking with you from all this?
I think it's that seamless layering, like you said.
Yeah.
The old town's foundations, then the starkness of the corner house, right alongside the buzz of the market or the fun of the sky park. It feels complex, rich.
Yeah, not just one thing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Seems like there's genuinely something for pretty much everyone. Whatever you're into, history, food, architecture, just wandering.
True. Maybe it's that intensity of the corner house or the sheer scale and energy of the central market, or maybe just those amazing views from St. Peter's Tower. Whatever it is, hopefully this has given everyone listening a good taste of Riga.
Yeah, hopefully spark some curiosity.
So the question for you listening is, after hearing all this, what part of Riga's story are you going to look into a little deeper?